Hey y'all, welcome back to Reedy Roots. Today I'm going to show you how to build an open terrarium. A lot of the inspiration came from the YouTube channel Serpa Design, and I'll link his YouTube channel down below. I've had this bubble wall globe terrarium fish tank of sorts for almost 10 or 15 years. I never used it, but I finally figured, hey, I'll try using it and make a terrarium. And then on Serpa Design, he has a good video about false bottoms. This one's going to be an opened terrarium though, not closed, so I'll have to water it sometimes. With the pebbles, we'll make the false bottom layer. So we'll put pebbles in there, and then we'll put some screen over the pebbles, and then we'll use some charcoal, a little layer over this screen, and that'll help filter the water. And then we got some soil mixed with perlite, some orchid bark, some pumice, a little bit of charcoal's in there as well. Maybe some worm castings. I like to put that in all my soil mixtures. And then the plants. Okay, so for the plants, I've got some baby tears. It'll be a nice ground cover, creep around in the empty spots between the two ferns that I have. I've got this fern. I might have to cut it for size. Depends how high I have my rock and soil layer. Keep it nice and trimmed if it gets overgrown. And then the cutest little lemon button fern. I think that is going to look adorable in there. And then I got some more ground cover. A couple different types of mosses. Super excited to use these. All right, here's a close-up of all the plants. There's the baby tears, creepin' crawlin' ground cover, the different ferns, the lemon button fern, and then some other kind of fern. There's so many different types of ferns. And I'm super excited to have some ferns in my home since I live in Colorado. It's pretty dry here, so humidity loving plants don't love it in my home, but I force them to live with me. We have fun. And then the cutest mosses. Okay, I'm not really sure how many of these rocks I want. I think a good few inches would be beneficial. You don't really want too big of rocks, I don't think. You want a good amount of space in between the rocks for the water to sit. Will keep the water from soaking back up into the soil and potentially rotting your plants. And as the water evaporates from the rocks, it'll create condensation, which in a closed system would then water your plants, and it would be a beautiful cycle. But with an opened one, it'll probably create condensation and humidity for these plants, but I'll still have to water them every so often. but not nearly as much as if they were just in plain pots on the shelf. Okay, I think I'm going to add a few more of these little ones. I wanted to stay with the black and white theme. I want this layer to be a little bit thicker. Got some really pretty rocks to look at. Yeah, I think that'll do. Now cut the screen. Alright, so I got this screen at some big box store. I really don't need this much. It's 36 inches by 84 inches. So I guess I'll be making a bunch of terrariums. Maybe I'll see some people in the plant community need some. But it was like maybe $7. Lots of plastic. All right, so with the mesh, you don't want it to be metal. This is some kind of plastic or fiberglass, perhaps, window screening. I think a round terrarium would have been easier for my first terrarium. This is going to be hard to try to measure. Let's see. I think it was like 11. I've taken geometry classes back in the day. Figuring out a measurement of a circle. Hopefully we don't have to cut more. So you want it to fold up a little bit, so you can keep your soil layer from falling down into your rocks. It'll just get dirty and murky, kind of gross. I want to keep them all separated. This might be too big. I don't have little pliers, forceps. Wow, so I way overshot that. But not too bad. Let's see. It's gonna have the weight of the charcoal, soil, and plants on it. Wish I could fit both my tiny little hands in this. Oh, and before I used the rocks, I was using them for force blooming some bulbs indoors. So that was fun. But I finished that project. They were done blooming and they were dying. So I removed them and I scrubbed all the rocks and I soaked them in dilute bleach water. Let them dry. So they're nice and clean for this project, just so I don't cross-contaminate I want to try to keep this as clean as possible. Such an awkward shaped terrarium. There we go. That'll be against the wall, so I guess having this overlap isn't too bad. Who knew it would be so hard to cut this darn mesh to size? I think it's gonna be okay though. I just don't want it to be looking all ugly after I plant it. I might not even be able to see it too well once the charcoal and soil are in there. I don't know. The struggle bus is real. How am I gonna hit it? Okay, so I got the screen in as best as I can with a little lip going all around the circumference. I'm gonna put a little bit of a charcoal layer in there. It'll filter out any impurities from like the soil or water. Actually, I might put some little rocks down just to keep the screen in place. Just a couple little ones. Lots of rocks, pebbles. These ones just don't look good once they start getting all dirty and stained. And then some charcoal in there. All right, let's plant these plants. It's probably best to start with the biggest one. I should really have a bowl so I don't make a mess everywhere. I have a plastic tub, but it's outside. It hasn't been cleaned. Kind of paranoid about pests and any hitchhikers. So I'm gonna have to take some of the soil off because this thing is pretty deep. Yeah, it's pretty big. I don't know. Might have to trim these. Let's see what we're working with too. Maybe I bought too many plants. No one knows. We shall see. Yeah. So see how much I was able to get off? Just knocking off a little bit of soil off the roots. This lemon button fern is just too cute. I can't take it. Oh yeah. There's the lemon button fern. I might put her right in here. Might need a thicker soil level. Always add some. Just want to dump it all in at once. It's too hard. Such a small opening. I'll use the baby tears for a different project. Looks pretty cool. I like it. I need to add more soil. I'm not sure how I want to do this. I might just make a mess and then when I water it in, get the soil off the leaves. Alright. I think that's enough soil. Looks like it's up. Alright, and the moss. I just... Oops. Pretty. Might have to trim this one up. It's getting a little ridiculous. really like this big one, but I'm not sure if I want to keep it or not. I put some more moss over here. I was at a nursery and they had sold out of all the moss. And they said, well, we'll go look in the back for you. So we waited a few minutes and this man came back with just the moss on his palm like that. And he's like, how much do you want? And I was like, I'll take it. That looks like a great amount. Thank you. So I put my hand out and he's like, there you go. It was pretty funny. Who knows where he found it in the back. I joked with my husband it was possibly under the kitchen sink or their employee bathroom or something. So I trimmed a few off. I think it looks much better. Now I'm gonna spray. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this planty project. Let me know in the comments down below. Bye!